going on, YouTube? Give a quick little update, give a review on my time with Cowan as a lease purchase driver. I was a company driver as well, so I'll do a review on both. I'll separate them. I'll do lease purchase right now, then I'll do another video on company, because they're different, but they're not so different. Like they go hand in hand with each other. Obviously, like lease purchase, you leasing a truck, so you got this differences there. But I'm not currently with Cowan. I left them after about 7 months lease purchase, and I was a company driver for 3.5, like 4 years with them. I left lease purchase because of personal reasons. It wasn't anything that they were doing that I didn't like or didn't enjoy or nothing like that. It was just stuff going on with me that didn't allow me to be out as long, or whatever the case may be with them. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I might go back to them. Who knows? You know what I mean? I still got the shirt though. You know what I mean? Just because it's a quality shirt, man. You know, truckers, we recycle shirts, man. We recycle shirts. You know, you might have a Swift shirt, a Nike shirt, Cowan, whoever. You just wear the shirts. Like it don't matter. Like, but Cowan was good, man. Lease purchase and company, but mostly I'm gonna talk about lease purchase. So lease purchase, it was good to me. Like I enjoyed my time there, man. The people were good, the dispatchers, everybody was cool, man. You know, I got my miles for the week. I was able to go home every weekend, still be profitable, not coming out in the hole or nothing like that. So I would go home, do my reset over at the house, come back out on Monday, the full reset too. It wasn't like I just do a 34 and I'm out. I would get home Friday night, go back out Monday morning. So like I got the whole Saturday, Sunday. Like that's not gonna work for everybody. It worked for me, but I was still able to be profitable doing that. So basically, like where I was living at, I lived in Maryland. Well, I live in Maryland, so they got a couple things that come out of there. They got Floor & Decor, they got R.E. Michaels, they got a couple things that come out of there, like a couple of their main lanes. You know, they're Maryland-based companies, so they got some freight that come into Maryland. They got some good freight to go out of Maryland, a lot of Northeast stuff like that. So I was able to get some decent miles coming out the house. The first month, I'll say if you come on, expect the first month to be a little up and down with the miles, because just for the simple fact that you got to figure out, they got to figure out how you run, you got to figure out how they work, like what they expect from you, stuff like that. It's nothing like they're making you do anything, but it's just y'all figuring each other out, you know what I mean? So the first month could be up and down as far as miles. After that, you kind of get dialed into a groove with them, and they run you good. Like it's not too much sitting. They got a lot of customer freight. They got, you know, some dedicated freight. Like I ended up being on a dedicated lane eventually, but after a while, like I said, you get dialed in with them, and they figure out how you run, and they kind of pick your freight based off that. Like, okay, so we know this guy's gonna run his clock, we're gonna give him some freight. We know this guy's a little bit slow, we're gonna give him this freight. Like it's like that. So once y'all get dialed in, y'all figure out how each other's works. It ends up being good. So don't let the first month be like a discouraging thing. Like, oh, I'm not seeing no miles here, I'm not doing this here. Like the pay is trash. Like it's just y'all gotta figure each other out that first month. But after that, it's pretty good. So for the most part, mileage wise, I was saying like around between 2,500 and 3,000. That's what I was saying. You had your off weeks, just depending on what I was doing that week, what time I came out, stuff like that. Like depending on how long I got held up at a shipper or something like that. Like, so that stuff was normal trucking stuff. But I would say pay wise, I was bringing home after fixed costs, like fixed cost there is pretty low. Like compared to some of these other trucking leases and stuff that I was looking into before I got into Cowan, like that fixed cost, like just for the truck payment was like $800, $900, some was $1,000 for a truck payment. I'm like, good man, that's crazy. So Their truck payments, I was in a 2024 brand new truck. My payment was like the high 600s, like 670 something, 680 something like that. And it's not too many other things on top. You got your bobtail insurance, your IFTA, there's a couple things on there, like your escrow, your stuff like that. So like that, I think all in all, what my truck, because it was brand new, the payment was a little high. I was like coming in fixed cost like either below 1,000 or right near 1,000. Like I was like 9 something for fixed costs, which was not bad. To me, it wasn't bad. I don't know what, you know, the typical lease fixed cost is, but under 1,000, I was like at like I said, like around 9 something, I believe, fixed costs. Like this is before fuel and everything. I had a couple extra things coming out. They got something called accelerated escrow over there, and I was using that. So basically, when you sign your lease, you get 5 free weeks. So like when you say you want to take vacation or whatever, you want to take off for a week, they'll hold your payment 5 times, so you get 5 free weeks. So basically, when you come out of orientation, most people they offer it to you to let you know, like, hey, you get a truck payment when you come out of orientation. So if you want to use your free week now, you can. So that way you alleviate that truck payment, and you can take home a decent check. Like you usually get out of orientation on like a Wednesday. I think it was like Monday to Wednesday or something like that. You get out of orientation, they give you a load, but it's obviously it's a shorter week, so the truck payment will take most of your money, but they give you that free week. But you get 5 of them, which I like, because you never know what situations can come up. You know what I mean? Like you might need it for vacation, you might need it because you're in the shop for a week or whatever. Like for example, I had a brand new truck in my shop. My truck went down twice for a week. So I was in there. The first one was the bunk heater was out, and it was like the middle of winter, like it was like cold. So, and I was going to like Michigan and Minnesota and stuff. So I was like, nah, I need a bunk heater or something. Like, and the newer trucks, they don't have the idle on, like the 2024s, and I think you can't idle them. Like they had that idle shut off on it, and there's no way on the Peterbilts that I know. I try to YouTube it and everything, but there's no way on the Peterbilts to override it. Like with the Freightliners, you can bump the cruise up in order to override it. The Peterbilts, I didn't see a way to do it, because even when you bump the cruise up, it's still shut off. So I was in the shop for a week with the bunk heater. I was able to use my free week then, so didn't have a truck payment, didn't have to worry about anything. But the fixed costs, and like I said, again, they're low. So like you make your fixed costs the first day you're out. Basically, you meet your fixed costs, and the first load you cover, you're done. So everything after that is profit. So you was able to cover that and make up for that. So, and also they give you a loaner truck if you know you're going in, like anything dealership wise that I learned, anything dealing with the Peterbilt dealer, because my truck was new, so everything was under warranty. So obviously they're gonna send it to Peterbilt because it's free. So anything dealing with the dealership in general, whether it's Peterbilt, Freightliner, whoever, just get the loaner truck, because they're gonna have your truck at least a week. I mean, they told me it was gonna take 2 days to fix the bunk heater. It ended up being like a week. Almost like I didn't get it back to that next Monday, so it was the week, and I just sat the whole time. So just get the loaner truck. Push come to shove, they don't keep it in long, they'll route you back to get your truck. It's not a big of a deal. So I'm just, in the future, I knew to get the loaner truck. So and like I said, that happened. I went down twice, and I didn't get the loaner truck the second time either. But if I went down again after that, I was going to get the loaner truck. But second time I was in the shop was for a transmission issue. Like for some reason it kept locking me out of drive. Like I would try to and it would happen, like I'll go down the road, it would just shift the truck to neutral and say transmission fault on the thing. I can't give it any gas, I can't do anything, it's just going, brand new truck. I'm like, this is crazy. So and I think that was like a problem nationwide with Peterbilt, not just, you know, Cowan's trucks, but I think it was a nationwide thing with Peterbilt and their transmissions on these new, with the digital dashes and everything. They just have a lot of like weird little funky issues that just get worked out over time with the truck. But yeah, so I had the transmission issue, went down for a week with that too. And then Jasmine, shout out Jasmine, man. She's the maintenance lead over there. She's great, man. She stays on top of all of that stuff. She makes sure you get you in for your PMs and all that good stuff. She was good people. She was cool, man. But she's the maintenance lead over there, so she'll be on top of Peterbilt and try to get your truck out as quick as possible. But she'll also be on you about getting a loaner truck too. Like if you know you're gonna be down, she gonna be on you like, yo, get the loaner truck, so you can make some money. So, and I can't remember if you had to pay for your payment on the loader truck or not. I don't think you did, if I remember correctly. Y'all would have to look into that. I don't remember if you did. I don't think you're responsible for loaner truck payments, if I remember correctly. Again, I never actually used the truck, so I couldn't tell you. I just set those 2 weeks out and used my my free weeks. So, but yeah, back to the free weeks. You get 5 of them. They come in handy. And the thing I like about it is, even if you use the 5 free weeks, you can open up accelerated escrow, which is like 2 additional cents that come out per mile on top of your regular maintenance. And I didn't see a big difference in my checks with it. Like the 2 cents comes out and you really don't even notice it. Like it just, they take it out. You can bump it up to 3 or 4, whatever the case may be. But once you get to a certain set amount, it caps off, and then you can cut it off. I think it's like $2,000 or something like that. And you can cut it off. So you'll just have that $2,000 set aside for, basically you can make your free weeks back. So like if you had 0 and you had the accelerated escrow set up, you can use your accelerated escrow, the $2,000 or whatever, and pay for your week for your truck. So that way you get free weeks back in a sense. So like your truck payment is $600, you get 3 free weeks with $2,000. You get what I'm saying? So I like that. I enjoyed that. Like I said, I recommend it. If you go over there and they ask you about it, I recommend signing up for it. It's not nothing you're gonna notice coming out your check too crazy, nothing like that. The regular maintenance account, they still have that coming out. So that's for your PMs, your dry and your wet. They do a dry and wet over there. It's I think the dry is just like grease, like a grease job, filter change and stuff like that. And your wet is like the whole shebang. So like you get like everything done, the grease, the oil, the fuel filters, or whatever a regular PM is the wet one. So yeah, so that was cool. I definitely recommend it. Let me see, I wrote some notes down. Let me see what else. If I miss anything, just put it in the comments. I'll try to address it. Again, like I said, I'm no longer with them right now. I'm just giving a review from my standpoint, the experience I had with it. But I would definitely go back if things changed or different in my life. I'm about to shift. I'm doing local stuff right now. I'm about to shift. Like I'm doing a semi-local position right now, but I'm about to shift to full local, doing something else, and I'll talk about that in the future. But so, like I said, you go home. You can go home when you want. My home time was every weekend. I come in Friday night, leave out Monday, and I ended up getting a dedicated account after a while because we just figured like doing the spot freight that I was doing, or I don't know if it was spot freight or just whatever I was doing. It wasn't spot freight because they were customers and stuff, but doing what I was doing, like coming out the house, if I get something short, it just wasn't working for me. So they ended up finding like I had a Maryland to Minnesota run, and that was sweet. It was Ari Michaels. It was super light. It was like 10,000 pounds, so I didn't burn much fuel on it. So I get that on Monday. It would be ready like around 2 o'clock. Get that, and that's an automatic 2,700, 2,750, something like that miles for me, just coming out. I will run that, and it was round trip. So like when they say round trip on some of these loads, you're gonna get a count when they say round trip. So you'll get it, and you get paid for the whole trip just automatically. So like that means you picking something up, you taking it out, and you bringing it right back to where you picked it up from. So like with that account, I had Ari Michaels, took it out, did like 2 stores in Minnesota, came back with returns to go to Glen Burnie. So that was like $2,750. I would normally leave out Monday. I'd get back on Friday morning. If I had hours, they would give me like something short, like I'll move empty trailers around or something like that, or take empties to some of the customers in the area, in Baltimore area, and then go home from there. Like if I didn't have hours, I would just go home and I'll have my $2,750 automatically. Then if I did do empties, it would bump me up to like $2,900 Sometimes if I did like a local run, like a Coca-Cola or something like that, I could get up to 3,000. So it was cool, man. It was sweet. And I did that like wasn't every week. Some weeks they would have to send me out, like, because, you know, they want other people to get that sometimes too. So I would do like a Maryland to Tennessee or something like that, and go from Tennessee to Bowling Green or whatever. Just work like a triangle back, and I would still get good miles on that. I was in like 2,500 on that too. So they keep you moving. They got a way about doing things. If you aren't meeting the miles, they got something what they call a grease list. That means like you're not meeting the miles or whatever. So they like, I don't know what the grease list stands for, but or what it meant, but they just make you like more priority because you're not meeting the miles. Like Cowan is a big company as a whole, but their lease side is actually not that big. Like, it's not, for the size the company is, it's not as many lease drivers as you would think would be at a company of that size. It's only like, it was like 200, 250, something like that, some low number. I was surprised when they said it, but like, it's not that many of them. But you know, we out here, the way you can tell this is a lease driver is the truck is a different color. Like, all the company drivers have green trucks or white trucks. There are white lease trucks, but it says lease on the side, so you can tell the difference. But all the company trucks are green and white. All the lease trucks are different colors, like red, black, white, blue, different colors. But that's how you can tell. But yeah, so that was that with the, like I said, the home time, go home when you want and everything. I was bringing home, pay wise, I was bringing home probably like 15 to 2,000 a week, but between that, so like it could go up, it could go down. On those off weeks when I didn't get my Minnesota, it was on the lower side, so like between 1,000 and 15 on the Minnesota. It just depends on what I was doing, what my lane was for that week, what freight I was doing for that week and everything, and how much I spent in fuel as well. So that affected the fuel is going to be the biggest cost over here out of everything, because like I said, the fixed cost is not that bad. It's not that bad. I was spending about anywhere between 1,000 to 1,200 in fuel. So I would just fill up at the yard. Well, where I lived at, their main yard is there, like their Hillthorpe headquarters. So I would just fill up there. It was cheaper to do it there than it would be on the road and everything. You do get fuel discounts. The biggest discounts is at Flying J. They give the biggest discount there. I don't know exactly what it is, because I never actually knew where to locate the discount at on my settlement. So I fueled, and you can fuel anywhere. Like, that's the thing. Like, anywhere that takes Calm Data, you can fuel there. That's the thing I like about it. Like, if it's somewhere that's out of the network, you just call them, be like, hey, can you open my fuel card up? And they open it up for you. So I would go to like 1 and 9, which is like part of Flying J, but for some reason 1 and 9's fuel is significantly cheaper than Flying J was, but you still get your discount there. You get Loves, I think you get the at the pump discount. So like if it's like $3.89, you'll get the cash discount for it. So like it'll go down like 4 or 5 cents. But Racetrack, Quick Trips, all of those little off the network non-big four truck stops, you get some good prices there. So you can fuel anywhere, but like I said, I try to look for whatever the cheapest fuel on the green sign was when I was driving by there. If they took Calm Data, I was pulling in. So that's the way you maximize that, and you keep your fuel costs down and keep more money in your pocket. So the trucks they run all Peterbilt 579s. On the company side, they got different trucks. They got like Freightliners and Internationals. I've seen Max. Only truck I haven't seen was Volvos. I don't think they run Volvo. I don't see any Volvos. But company side has different trucks, but the lease purchase side is just Peterbilt 579. That's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna get. They have APUs on all the trucks. I think the truck is set at like 68 or 70, something like that. The speed is set at 68 or 70, something like that. They come with refrigerators. They're not bare bones, but they're not bells and whistle trucks either, you know what I mean? The newer ones, I think all their trucks now have duals on them. Some of the older trucks, they had the super singles, and a lot of their older trailers have super singles, but I think they're getting away from it. Like, all of their newer trailers and trucks have duals on them. They don't have the super singles anymore. But yeah, the trucks were pretty decently spec'd. They weren't like terrible. Like they weren't no bare bones like a Swift truck or nothing like that. You get a couple amenities in there, you know what I mean? Inverters. Some of them had inverters and some of them didn't. I don't think they come with it. I think you can put one in there. I don't think they come just with it though. You might have to look into that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. My truck came with a EPU, which is the new version or whatever, but it was brand new. So my truck came with the APU, EPU. I know all the trucks have APUs or EPUs on them, but inverters I'm not sure about. My truck did not have an inverter. For example, I didn't have an inverter in my truck. Pretty sure I could have put one in there, but yeah. So one of the things they're big on is safety. Looking at the notes here, they're big on safety. So if you unsafe, this ain't place for you. They have something called, they have the Bendix system, which is the automatic like stuff that comes with it. You see how far you are from the car in front of you. It automatically brakes for you. If the truck has to do an automatic hard brake, so that means you're not paying attention, the car in front of you slowing down and the truck stops for you. First of all, if the truck has to stop for you, it's going to hard brake. It's probably going to send you through windshield. But if you get one of those, they're going to call you. If you do overspeed, they're going to call you, which is like, they have something called speed gauge in their trucks. They don't have driver-facing cameras. They have outward-facing cameras. So their outward-facing camera has like the Bendix and speed gauge all built into it. So speed gauge is basically if there's a speed limit on the road and you're going 10 to 15, I think 15 is considered an egregious violation, and you can only get so many of those or whatever. So once you get, I think it's 5, they can terminate your contract. Hold on one second. Gotcha. They can terminate your contract. So once you get 5 of those, they can terminate your contract. After that, you get, I think 6 miles over is the most you can do before it starts showing up on the thing. And it's like random too, like with the other speed gauge. If it's not egregious, if it picks you up at 6 to 10 over, they may say something, they may not, but it's random, so it doesn't ping you immediately. Like you got a certain amount of time to correct your speed before, but I think you can only do 5 over safely without, so if the speed limit is 65, you're doing 70, you're good. You just set your cruise on 70, you're good. I used to just run at 68, 69 because save fuel, and it keeps you out of that threshold of being at the 5 mark. So hold on one second, I gotta back into this door. So yeah, I'm back. Apologize in advance for the audio. I think this truck next to me is gonna be idling. It is a little hot out here, but yeah. So the speed gauge was it just, like I said, 15 over is egregious. I think 6 to 10, they might call you, they might not, but just set your cruise. I would say just set it 5 miles if you want to do that. I was just doing, like I said, 68, 69, and that was it for me. Yeah, so they don't have a load board. They kind of call you with what you're gonna be doing. You can deny loads if you want to. Sometimes they'll give you an option, like they might call you with like 2 load options. They might call you with 1. Like I've had both happen. Like sometimes they'll call me with just like, hey, we got this, how you feel about it? Like I could run it, you know what I mean? I didn't really turn down anything, so I just ran whatever they had. And then sometimes I'll call you like, hey, we got this or we got that. Like which one would you rather do? So you're gonna see both there, but as far as a load board, they don't have a load board. They don't have anything like that for you to go off of. But yeah, man. But that's basically my time as a lease purchase driver with Cowan. Like I said, if you got any questions, put them down in the comments, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. I've only been gone for like 2.5 months, so shouldn't be too much different over there. But yeah, so but I do recommend them. I recommend Cowan for sure, like company or lease. So like I recommend them. They're a great group of people, great company. they try to look out for you. Lease purchase side, they definitely want to see you do well. They don't want to see you out here failing and not bringing home any money or nothing like that. They try to work with you as best they can, and if you have an issue, just talk to them. They'll try to work with you, figure it out as best they can. So I definitely recommend them, man. Like I said, had it not been for my personal reasons, I probably would still be there today. Like, so yeah, check them out, man. Check them out. But that's gonna do it for me, y'all. Get back with y'all, talk to y'all about the company side next video, let y'all know how that is. If in case you don't want to do lease purchase, you want to know how they are as a company, I'll let you know. But it's gonna do it for me. I'll let y'all later.